Okay, I have no idea who these people are. I have no idea whose sawmill it is or whose logs that is. The only thing I can think of is maybe these are the logs that came out of that lake that I was telling you about, where Dad pulled up the trees or the logs that were down in there. But obviously it was something important to my dad. There's my grandfather, and he's watching. So I don't know where this sawmill is. What else can I tell you about my grandfather? He was a rogue. He was a good man. He wasn't as good to his wives. He was married to Laverne, and they had a son. I know his name, I'll tell you in a minute. And then Elsie was his fan that followed him around when he was in the circus. So he divorced Laverne, and he married Elsie, and got her into a house and left her there so she wouldn't follow him around anymore. They had a son named Woody. But because Grandpa took off, Elsie divorced him, and Woody's last name was Kuchar. My grandfather always said that he didn't have any children with Elsie. But one day, Woody Kuchar showed up at the garage, knocked on the door, and my dad, who was about 15, answered the door. And Woody said, "Hi, I'm your brother." Years later, I found a picture of Woody Kuchar, and in my grandfather's writing on the back, it said, "My son." Jason once asked me, was Grandpa Jack a rogue? And I said, yeah, I think he was. I don't know how long he was with the circus, but in 1928, there was a 4th of July festival in South Haven, and there is a picture in the South Haven book of a man walking tightrope. I'm sure that's my grandfather. Who else would be crazy enough to do that? Walking a tightrope on the lines in the main square of Phoenix and Broadway. Nope, not Broadway, sorry, Center. This is Peter and Pasha's house. Peter and Pasha, or Barbara, Dyashenko. They escaped from behind the Iron Curtain. When I heard my mom say that, I thought there really was some Iron Curtain that was up somewhere and that Peter and Pasha made it out. But their children were still there. They lived in Chicago at this point, but they came up and they were building a house right across the road